The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Ah, shit.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sports Insider. My name is Glenn Spillman, and you are listening to us on Armed Radio out of Boston, Massachusetts. I hope everybody had a good weekend since the last time I talked to you last, and I hope everybody's having a good week. To be honest, my week's a little shaky, my day a little shakier. I was rear-ended this morning about 10 o'clock in the morning. I was at a stoplight. Someone decided to, not pay attention and run into the back of me. Funny thing is, the guy that was driving the other car was working for a Hyundai dealership, and they were driving a customer's car for a test drive, ran into the back of me. So, anyway, I had to go get checked out, so I was out of commission at the ER for a little bit, but you know what? I would never leave you guys hanging, man. I am here. I rested a little bit, got a little sleep, and I am here on time because you guys are faithful to the show, and I am faithful to you. Anyone faithful to Armed Radio and Sports Insider is good enough for me. So, let's get started with the show, shall we? Interesting news. When I saw this, I had to chuckle a little bit, mainly because of the guy's arrogance. I am, of course, speaking of Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was in Florida playing on the Orlando Magic for a while, and he went to Los Angeles. He did not get along with anybody, it seems like, in Los Angeles, and he thought the grass was greener on the other side, and he took a flight, 1,500 miles or so east, landed in Houston, Texas, and played there for a little bit. Guess what? He didn't get along with anybody there either. So he made up some nice little story going, I'm going back to my hometown and I'm going back to Atlanta. So he goes back to Atlanta and didn't do much there either. You really didn't hear about Dwight Howard all year. Well, he's going to Charlotte Hornets, and we're going to see what happens in Charlottetown with him. So Charlotte is sending Miles Plumlee and Marco Bellinelli and the 41st pick in tomorrow's NBA draft to Atlanta for Howard and a 31st pick. So I don't know, man. Howard is one of these individuals to where, is he ever going to find a home? Is he ever going to find a team that will put up with his attitude? Is he going to find a coach that can rein him in like the wild horse that he is? He's kind of like a DeMarcus Cousins, but on a better scale, meaning, DeMarcus Cousins really doesn't get along with anybody. He fights with his coaches, he fights with his teammates, he fights with the league, he fights with the referees, Dwight Howard's just a little bit under that. So here's what the Hawks general manager had to say, and I quote, "It is extremely important for our organization that we maintain our flexibility, and this trade helps us achieve that critical goal. We appreciate the contributions that Dwight made on the court and in the greater Atlanta community this past season." End quote. Well, again, guys, you know me, and sorry if I bore some of you with my breakdown of quotes, but I like to always not look at something at face value. I like to dive in, look behind, open up, and see what these people are really trying to say. Honestly, when they say that it's extremely important for our organization that we maintain our flexibility, well, that basically tells me, well, it doesn't really matter who you are. If they find somebody, again, a little bit, that the grass is greener on the other side, they'll trade you for them. Now, here's where the cliche, and I hate cliches, here's where the cliche comes in. The politically correct way to say goodbye to somebody. He says, we appreciate the contributions that Dwight made on the court in the greater Atlanta community this past season. Well, that's about as dry as it gets, man. That is an ultra dry martini statement that General Manager Travis Schleck said. If I'm saying his last name right, brother. If I didn't, I apologize. But, again, Dwight Howard, I don't think is going, unless he has a real attitude adjustment, I don't think he's going to last long in Charlotte either. He'll just bounce around the league. He'll play, and they'll get rid of him as well. And here's one more statement that, it's from a different GM, but this is from Hornets GM Rich Cho. Said he has been a very talented player, an elite rebounder and rim protector, as well as a physical presence since the moment he entered the league. Well, here's the thing. Okay, yes, talented player, granted. Okay, I can give him that. Anybody is talented in the NBA that is in the NBA. Obviously, you're talented or else you wouldn't be there. An elite rebounder and rim protector. Okay, yeah, you could rebound the ball and protect the rim. Okay, all right, got that. A physical presence. Well, everybody is a physical presence. So, again, a very canned statement. The Hawks, you had all this, fun and all this hoopla that was going on when Howard signed a 3-year, $70.5 million deal with the Hawks last year. So, very disappointing. He did average 13.5 points, 12.7 rebounds per game. And, again, that's good. That's where the good flavor comes in with him. He 13.5 points a game is nothing to snarl at. 12.7 rebounds, good. But again, Dwight Howard not doing anything, as far as a team wanting to keep him around. So anyway, that's where he's going. We will see what happens with him in the future year. But keeping on with the NBA, the draft, I don't know if any of you guys, definitely 100%, the draft is not as important in the NBA as it is in NFL. NFL, it's kind of like a rite of passage. It's kind of like the Super Bowl of drafts. I mean, people getting together. I mean, it is just much more of an event. I mean, the NBA draft, people might tune in like maybe the first 5 or 10 picks at best, and then be like, bye. As you Celtics fans know, that the Celtics traded with Philadelphia the number 1 pick, and so the Celtics are now picking 3. So, we've got the the top few teams. You got Philly with the number 1 pick. My team that I love, LA Lakers, number 2 pick. Celtics, number 3. Phoenix, who cares, number 4. And Sacramento, who definitely doesn't care, number 5. So, what do you think is the plan I mean, you really can't lay out, I mean, you can, but I really don't put any precedence on any of these mock drafts or anything that anyone says until the envelope comes in and says, okay, the draft has started. Because there's a lot of moving and shaking. I mean, look what just happened not too long ago. You know, everyone was excited in Boston. You guys have the number one pick. So I'm pretty sure that the player that they wanted, you know, either was guaranteed, you know, to go somewhere else. They knew they weren't going to get him, so they, you know, they had some trade options going on. But Lonzo Ball says that the Lakers have a plan, but he's not in it. You know, that I'm glad to see. You know, I honestly now hope that he doesn't go to the Lakers, and I really didn't care if he did in the beginning because, as you guys that listen to the show know, I never thought he was that talented of a player. He was a good player, don't get me wrong. He was a good player, he was a decent player, but he wasn't that talented to go into the NBA and be a star. Well, you've got the LA Lakers. They trade D'Angelo Russell yesterday, and then Lonzo Ball says he believes Magic Johnson has a plan. So, but again, we can't. I mean, this could be drama. This could be smoke and mirrors. This could be whatever you want to call it. That you know, Johnson has. And Magic Johnson is a very astute business personnel. He's smart. He's logical. He doesn't let his emotions run his decision. He certainly doesn't let LeVar Ball run things. And I said, ever since this whole LeVar Ball debacle, he's going to hurt his son more than he helps his son. So I just don't. I just don't think it's going to happen. But this is what he said. It will mean a lot to play for my hometown team and learn from the best point guard ever. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Magic Johnson is the point guard ever. Words couldn't describe that. So I will probably barely, to be quite honest with you guys, yes, sportscaster, yeah, I'm not going to sit there all night, eat popcorn and bonbons and slobber all over the NBA draft because I really don't care. I mean, I will look at the top three. I'll look at the 76ers, Lakers, and Celtics. Other than that, I don't really care. So, you know, I mean, it's something that after that, it's not going to be that exciting. But, you know, for those of you out there that live for the NBA draft, more power to you. I cannot wait to have LeVar Ball shut his freaking pie hole because he's all over the news in New York. People are just clamoring to talk to him. And he is like, you know, he's a narcissist, and you put a mic in his mouth and a camera in his face, and the guy's just going to talk and talk and talk and talk. And again, you know, who cares? When it's over, hope he shuts his pie hole, and onward, forward. Closer to home, Oakland, you've got Mr. Carr, you know, one of the, you know, elite quarterbacks in the NFL. So Derek Carr, the Oakland Raiders, they're teetering on a big deal. So, I mean, some of these deals, it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, baseball, anything like that. But, you know, when you expand something, pay your quarterback $25 million a year, granted, he could have got the Raiders to the Super Bowl. I strongly believe that if he did not get injured, and if the Raiders made just a couple more tweaks on both sides of the ball, they could have won the Super Bowl. But you know what? He got hurt. Too bad, so sad. The only player in the league that I believe is worth any of that is Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a proven player. Tom Brady is a clutch player. Tom Brady is the current Super Bowl champion, and so here's his yearly cash, if you will. 2016, at age 38, his salary was $28,774,301. Got a little bonus action going on 2017, so 29 million, excuse me. So with the deal restructure, and then 2018, you're looking at jumping up in there, 44 million plus. So to me, and I'm not even a Patriots fan, you guys know that, but I respect you guys, the Patriots fans and people who love them. They are a good team. They have the best quarterback in the league, in my opinion. They have the best coach in the league, in my opinion. And they have the best owner in the league, in my opinion. Again, I have mad respect for those guys. And the Oakland Raiders, they got probably the second or third best quarterback in the league. The absolute, in my personal opinion, the absolute worst owner in NFL. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, he's worse than his father was, and he makes stupid moves. And you know what? The NFL is playing with him like a puppet on a freaking string. So, Raiders. We'll see what happens, what they do with him. I mean, the guy's coming off of an injury, so I wouldn't bump up his salary that much. But you know what? I don't own the freaking Raiders, so I don't make those decisions. Again, keeping with you Patriots fans, XJETS Jets linebacker David Harris going to the Patriots, going on a 2-year deal, and but it's a mere. Now I say mere, it's still a lot of freaking money. It's a mere $6.7 million 2-year deal with the New England Patriots. So the Jets have had a hard time, keeping some players this year. And June 6th, they were unable to agree on a pay cut. They want to give the guy a pay cut. So he's like, you know what? Peace out. It's been a fun 10 years. But you know what? I'm going to go check out what's going on in New England. And I'm going to go get me a Super Bowl ring. So that's what's going on there. I got to say, man, without a doubt, freaking the Patriots are making some. Now, I know there's a huge rivalry against any Boston fan and any New York fan. But I'm telling you what, man, Robert Kraft is pulling some freaking prior George Steinbrenner moves. He's doing some moving and shaking, and he's making some deals, and he's stacking the Patriots. And I dare say, unless the Jedi Master rests players during the year and barring any injuries, I could, looking at the on paper right now, the New England Patriots could run a table next year. Absolutely. They could be the now if you if you run the table as the Patriots and you win the Super Bowl next year, Tom Brady will by far, unarguably, you cannot argue, and I don't care if you're a Montana fan or not, or a fan of that era, you just need to shut your pie hole and accept the fact that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever to lace up the cleats and step on a field. I don't care. There should be no arguing whatsoever. So we'll see. I'm excited for the NFL season. because I want to sit on the sidelines and watch what the Patriots do. I want to see what the Jedi Master does. And I always keep talking about the Jedi Master, Bill Belichick, but he also has the freaking Sith Lord above him, and that is freaking Robert Kraft, dude. Those guys together, I mean, they have an awesome team. Players, doesn't matter again what sport, but these professional players that are making all of this money, they do not understand the concept of what a DUI is. Now, granted, a DUI is anything that impairs you while driving. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It could be prescription drugs or any kind of substance that you put in your body that has you under the influence. So here's the thing. You get this Green Bay Packers, LaTroy Guion, and he's charged with driving under the influence. Early this morning in Hawaii, of all places, you're on a freaking island. Pick one of them. So you got Honolulu. Most of the roads go around it's a circle. You have a huge bus system there. Okay? You have taxis. They've got Uber there, and guess what? Oh, wow, they have Lyft as well. So, his blood alcohol level was 0.086 when tested for a routine traffic stop, and he was released on $500 bail. That's kind of like he probably spent 3 times that much wherever he was drinking. So here's what a team spokesman said for the Packers. Again, one of your canned statements that I absolutely freaking hate says, and I quote, "The Packers are aware of the matter involving LaTroy. We will refrain from making any further comment as it is an ongoing legal matter." End quote. Again, hide behind the legal matter bullcrap. Now, what you could say, if I was the coach or owner, I'd say the guy's a freaking dumbass. He shouldn't have been drinking and driving. He's a freaking idiot. And next question, please. You know, there's nothing wrong about that. That's your personal opinion. And I'm sure he had to have had an entourage of some sort with him. If he didn't, again, you drink, you drive, you get busted. But if you drink, just freaking get an Uber, man. Get an Uber. You make enough money, get a freaking Uber. Keeping up with the rest, you know, let's keep with that for a while. I mean, that seems to be a popular subject. Again, back in New York Jets. Linebacker Lorenzo Malden was arrested today with misdemeanor assault after allegedly, and I have to use the word allegedly, attacking a man. But this was the attack was way back in April in a nightclub altercation. So why are they waiting so long to arrest him? So allegedly, even if you see somebody do it, and if they get arrested, it is still allegedly until you get convicted in a court of law or plead or whatever. So Malden, 24 years old, he's full of piss and vinegar. He's accused of punching Jean Lopez, 22 years old, of Queens, New York, in the face. That's what the arrest report says. You're accused of punching someone in the face. Okay? So Malden could face up to a year in jail if convicted, and he could be disciplined by the NFL if he is found to be in violation of the league's personal conduct policy. All right. Oh, dear God, I do not know what is wrong with these people. You know he's not going to go to freaking jail. NFL is going to take care of the guys and like, okay, brother, we got you, and it's going to be a slap on the hand. Please don't punch anyone else in the face. Of course he's in violation of the league's personal conduct policy. When you are an employee of the NFL, whether it is NFL season, whether it is off season, whether you're in freaking Scotland on the back roads, or, climbing the Great Wall of China, if you punch somebody in the face, you're going to get disciplined for it. by both local law and the NFL. If you were working for, say, Google or Yahoo or anybody else, and you did something stupid, you're going to get disciplined by the company because you're a representative of that company. You know, doesn't matter, even if you're in politics. If you do something stupid, you're going to get reprimanded by that section of people. Here's what an NFL spokesman said, Brian McCarthy. Boring, freaking boring. Here's what he said, and I quote, "We have been monitoring the developments, and this matter is under review of the personal conduct policy." All right. I'm sure we'll just pick one of the jobs that hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people do every single day. That's a waiter. When you get hired on a restaurant and you are a waiter, you sign all the paperwork, you watch your stupid videos, and you read an employee handbook. And within that employee handbook, I mean, there's probably about 4 pages on sexual harassment, and there's probably another 5 to 10 on personal conduct policy. Well, when you read that personal conduct policy, you have to sign it and date it. You get a copy. The place that you work for gets a copy. That's exactly what happens in any job. And there's a few pages, and if he violated it, there's no ongoing investigation. There's no monitoring developments. There is, yeah, he freaking violated it. You know? So, you know, here's you know what here's a quote: "We'll answer the charges in court." You know, how can you be shocked? I mean, this is what Malden said. He goes, "Of course I was shocked by the lawsuit, but with everything going on right now, it's pending. You don't know what the outcome is going to be, so I'll just refer to everything to my attorney for questions." Here's the thing. You know, freaking Malden, 24 years old, cocky, you know. If you didn't punch someone in the face, you just say, "I didn't freaking do it. I didn't punch him in the face. I pushed him a little bit. I might have shoved him, but I didn't punch him in the face." But he, you know, kind of chickens out and says, "I will refer everything to my attorney." And you know how, you know, most attorneys are in these kind of things. Well, you know, I can't comment on that. That's an ongoing investigation, and this is allegedly. He has not been charged yet, so, dude, if you did it, say you freaking did it, because when it comes out to where you did do it, and if you settle with this guy, and, well, you know, we settled out of court for an undisclosed, you know, amount, that just says guilt all over the place. You know, when people talk to me about Michael Jackson, and I say, "Well, that's freaking dude's child molester," and it's like, "Well, he's never been convicted of a child molester." Well, when you pay millions of dollars, some dude who accused you of something for hush money, you probably freaking did it, and, you know, I won't even get into that because I've got many scenarios on that. You don't pay someone millions of dollars just to make it go away. You stand up, you fight for it, and be like, "I didn't freaking do it." So, anyway, that is it on that. And one last thing of all the freaking shenanigans going on in the NFL. These guys are freaking full of testosterone. Must be all the steroids are taken. But, or should I say allegedly taken. Ex-Ravens safety Matt Elam, he has grand theft and battery charges dropped. Grand theft, battery charges dropped. Palm Beach County, Florida. This is all online. You guys want to go check it out? It's all online. You know, May 22nd arrest in Delray Beach, Florida. He was arguing with his girlfriend. You know how that goes. They say stuff about you. They talk about your manhood. You know, they talk about, you know, what does every girl ever say to a dude? They say 2 things to a dude when they get mad at him. I'm not going to say them on air, but you freaking know what I'm talking about. So, he gets an argument with his girlfriend over his cell phone. A stupid freaking cell phone. And I tell you what, man. You get most people, especially I gotta say females. I'm not being sexist or anything. I'm just a fact. Guys are addicted to your dadgum cell phone. Sit around and watch cat videos all day on freaking YouTube and Facebook, and you don't go anywhere without it. You're you know, I mean, that's your life. You know, I'm not saying that dudes don't do that too, but I mean, you girls, I mean, come on now. My daughter, she's attached. She did something stupid over the weekend, and I snatched her dadgum phone. I didn't snatch it from her. I told her to give it to me, and she went to her room, got it to me, got me all of her electronics. I took her electronics away for 24 hours. That's the worst thing you could do to her. You know, I wanted to bust her butt, but of course, with all these stupid laws, I took her freaking electronics away. So, I digress. Matt Elam, back to the story. Arguing with his girlfriend over his cell phone. Got physical. I could only imagine that. Getting physical. And now that's according to the police report. Again, it's all freaking alleged. The woman, that's what they're calling her, the woman, 22, Elam 25, fell outside of a residence and they wrestled for the phone. Elam got the phone and walked away. And that's what's on the report. That's what happened. So, it was technically his phone because he did pay for it, but she paid the bills. So, gets her a phone. Here you go, babe. I love you. I got you a phone. But she pays the phone bills, plural. You know, I don't know if there's multiple phones or she's paying the phone bills, plural, month after month after month after month. But, now if you buy a phone for somebody and you hand it to them, you know, either you say, this is your phone, or say, hey, this is your phone as soon as you pay it off. Whatever. Who freaking cares? I mean, that's just semantics right there. You're splitting hairs. So, prosecutors dropped the charges. Elam's accuser did not cooperate with the investigation, and there's insufficient evidence. So here's what happened. In my mind, this is my personal opinion. I am not saying this is fact. My personal opinion. It's his girlfriend. His girlfriend and him are in a relationship. Girls get mad, they get crazy, they get psycho, they do things. But she also knows, my boyfriend was an ex-Raven, okay? So I get things, you know, she probably weighed the cost and benefits and be like, do I really want to do this? Or, did he pay her off? Did he say, hey, babe, you know, I'm sorry, don't say anything. I'll get you another phone. I'll get you a nice, I'll take you to your favorite restaurant. Hey, man, here's a few $1,000, you know, go shopping. I'm not saying it happened. I'm saying, that's a possibility, because all of a sudden, she doesn't want to cooperate with the investigation. So she probably thought, I don't remember, or, well, I don't know if it went down that way. So, there you go. Shenanigans going on. Knucklehead. What are you doing fighting over a freaking phone? You know? Are you playing the superiority, dude? Well, it's my phone. I'm going to take it. And then you wrestle with her? I mean, come on, man. You're an idiot. Freaking moron. Put up freaking arguing over a phone. Anyways, I've got to tell you guys, man. Yankees fly into Oakland. Last Thursday, they are in Oakland. Last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, playing in Oakland. They lost a game. Should have freaking won that game, but it's got a blooper out, and they lost the game. But in their last 10, they are 3 wins and 7 losses. 3 wins, 7 losses. Boston Red Sox, they're 6-4. You're over freaking 500, so that's good. The Yankees pitching, man, it has just fallen by the wayside. I mean, the Athletics, even though that in the West they are in dead last, 31-40, they're still 5-5. in their last 10 games. And the freaking A's just made haste with the Yankees. I could not believe it. But the Yankees, as bad as they're kind of doing right now, they're winning. They're back in New York, and they're playing the Angels. I'm not going to call them the they're the freaking Angels, man. Quit using the Anaheim and the Los Angeles, whatever. Go back to being the California Angels. So anyway, the Angels are losing to the Yankees 6-2. No one could be any. I had to say no one could be any worse than the Cincinnati Reds right now. In their last 10 games, 1-9. But yeah, there can be. The Philadelphia Phillies, the same at 1-9. Philadelphia Phillies, the absolute worst team in the major leagues. 22 wins, 47 losses. They are 19 and a half games out of first place. At home, they're 13-19. They're way worse on the road, 9-28. So, they've only scored 264 runs, and they've allowed 361 runs. They're on a 4-game losing streak, so Philadelphia fans, they're freaking crazy, man. You start losing, they hate you, they boo you, they throw things at you, they don't care. Freaking burn your house down. They hate when you even lose a game. But but the Yankees, they're turning it around. They're at home and they are they're winning. So I will take that. I won't argue with that. But when you, as a scout in any sport, baseball does this all the time. When you scout a player, do you think that it is fair to scout young teenagers? And when I say young teenagers, I'm saying 15, 16, even 17. But there's this cat, and from Brazil, and signing period opens in July, next month, the 2nd. Eric Pardino, okay? He is 16 years old. He's a pitcher, 16 years old. Now, they're looking at a 7-figure payday. 7 figures. 16 years old. All right. Of course, last year, he's 15 years old. Same age as my daughter, 15 years old. And so he's throwing mid-90s. That's good. I don't care how old you are. That's freaking good. Mid-90s is good. So, but do you really go for somebody that young? Anything can happen. I know a kid just a couple weeks ago. He was on his longboard, Southern California, and he's just chilling out, riding his longboard, hits a freaking crack in the sidewalk, and boom, goes down, flies forward. It's serious enough to where he's got to go to the ER, and they said, yeah, we need to get you to x-rays. He broke his hip. 14 years old, broke his hip. It's the greater trochanter of the femur, which is basically the neck of the femur. Had to have emergency surgery, put a pin in there, and he's recovering right now. But he's out 4 to 6 weeks. So do you really want to put that, as a sports player, do you really want to put that much precedence on a 16-year-old kid? Now, I'm not saying don't watch him. I'm not saying, don't talk to him. And, but I don't know. I don't know if you would, look at what have they done with other pitchers. Boston's done it. Yankees have done it. We're saying, we'll give you all this money, and then where are they now? Where are they now? So, here's another cat. Well, let's flash back to 1992. Jose Pett. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 6'6", from Sao Paulo. Okay, signed with the Toronto Blue Jays for $700,000. More than any international player has ever received. Ever. And, again, where are they now? When you put that much pressure on a kid, I mean, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, there's all kinds of. I mean, there's been some success stories. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you've got people like CC Sabathia. But Sabathia, big dude right now. Pardino, the kid I was initially talking about, doesn't have great size. But he's got good mechanics. That's one thing in sports, especially in pitching. Well, even in football. I mean, that's why Tim Tebow's not playing, QB right now, because his mechanics sucked, according to pretty much everybody. So, it's the mechanics. It's what he has. So, but anyway, keep an eye out on this kid. Just keep watching him. There's a lot of international talent, but look at what the Dodgers gave Yasiel Puig, Cuban, back in 2012, $42 million. But Puig, first few years in the league, big time problem child. He didn't care if he was late. He didn't care what was going on, who was going on, why it was going on. He didn't freaking care. And then when Magic Johnson stepped on the scene, he was like, listen, bro, you either shape up or ship out. And that's one of the reasons I believe Don Mattingly left, because he didn't want to put up with this crap anymore. So, how young is too young to sign a player? Because I personally believe, like, these guys are talking to him about all this money. And, dude, this guy, I don't know how his financials are with his family, but we'll just say $1 million to this kid. He's going to try. Maybe he's going to overdo it. I don't know. But that puts a lot of pressure on somebody. And I don't know. I just don't agree with it. Now, I would be, as a father, I would be, appreciative that, hey, I appreciate you, looking at my kid, but don't put that kind of pressure on there, So, keeping with baseball, Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Mitch Williams gets $1.5 million in a civil case against MLB Network. Now, he was fired following reports about his conduct at a Little League game. He's known as Wild Thing. Okay? So, now, if you go back and the original Wild Thing from the movie Major League, so that whenever you hear that song, I'm sure you think of the pitcher. So he was known as a Wild Thing. He sued the network. His analyst job in 2014 claimed he violated a morals clause. Claimed, again, alleged. But he fight reports, anything like that, was cursing, if you will. He ordered a boy to hit an opposing player with a beanball in another game. How many times, for whatever reason, Tommy Lasorda was freaking notorious for this. He would purposely start fights just to kind of jazz things up a bit. Now, there's a difference between a beanball, maybe in the hip a little bit, maybe a nice little, 75-mile-an-hour ball. Nothing to hurt him, nothing to injure him, just kind of like, bring him back a little bit. It's happened over and over and over again. Not a big deal. Anyway, gets $1.5 million. Case closed. Peace out. Goodbye. So, New York, Jacoby Ellsbury. In batting practice. Running the bases. And they are hoping to, quote, turn him loose soon. Well, it's like when I tell my daughter, hey, Dad, when are we going? We're going soon. Well, when is soon? Soon could be 10 minutes, could be 30 minutes, could be 3 hours. You know? I mean, I'm kind of, I have a bad fault. You know, I'm a writer. You guys know that I'm a filmmaker as well. And when I'm writing and I'm getting into the zone, I'm like, oh, just give me a minute, just give me a minute. And then they come back 30 minutes later. I'm like, well, give me a minute. And I just keep going. But when is soon? I'm sure they'll test him out. You don't want to bring anyone back too early from a concussion. Now, it's almost a month later since the concussion. Concussions are something that you want to look very closely at and keep an eye on because they can have long side effects. Especially, vision problems, headache problems, balance problems, equilibrium, well, same thing, equilibrium problems. So here's what, and again, cliche from Mr. Cashman, he says in a small quote, first and foremost, we have to see how he responds in the next 3 to 6 days. Duh. I mean, that's what you say about any injury. Yeah, we got to see how it responds in the next. You take pills. Well, we got to see how you respond to it. No kidding, Sherlock. So, real quick, let's go over some scores in the major leagues. Well, the Yankees scored another run, so it is now 7-2, bottom of the 7th. Well, we've got the Orioles losing to the Indians. I like that, and you Boston fans should like that too, because it kind of helps you out in the standings. Bottom of the 4th, Giants are in Atlanta. They're playing the Braves. They are winning 1-0. But hey, don't get too comfortable, Giants fans, because you guys seem to find a way to screw things up after the 4th inning. Samardzija is pitching for the Giants, and 3 innings pitched, no earned runs, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. Pretty decent. Can't freaking complain about that. And, well, you've got, Boston Red Sox fans, Kansas City Royals, they're on a streak, man. They are on a streak. They beat the Red Sox 6-4. Red Sox had 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. But here's the thing: the Royals had 2 errors, and they still won the game. The Royals are 35-36. Red Sox are 40-32. And again, the team for the past several years are a thorn in everybody's side, and that is the San Diego Padres. San Diego Padres go into Chi-Town, and they beat the Cubs, World Series champions, 3-2. Padres had 8 hits to the Cubs, 2 hits. So, Dodgers, they don't play. They are in sunny Southern California. I mean, perfect beach weather, guys. They are playing the New York Mets. Got Tyler Phil pitching for the Mets and Rich Hill. Phil and Hill pitching. And then, of course, the Oakland Athletics are hosting the Astros, at one point in time, the hottest team in baseball. And again, it's like I said, when freaking Keuchel went down, so did the freaking Astros. But they don't freaking care because they're still in first place. They're going to stay in first place in the West because the closest team behind them are the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And the Angels are 12 games back. So the Astros, they don't freaking care. So they're still, even though they've been losing, they're still the hottest team. But Colorado Rockies are right there, 47-26. I'm interested to see. Looking at the standings right now, I don't see too much in to whom I would pick to be in the World Series. I would say Dodgers, but the Dodgers always get to the freaking playoffs and they choke. Freaking choke like, a freaking J Street hooker. I mean, they just choke. So, I'm not even going to make any predictions on who I think is going to be going to the World Series. So, I mean, and just touching real lightly on Oklahoma Sooners. And I'm still saying, I talked to several Sooner players, past and present, over the past week, and I still think that Stoops was forced out. When you're in your mid-50s like that, you don't just retire from one of the hottest programs in college football. I mean, Stoops was considered a god in Norman, Oklahoma, and in the state of Oklahoma. So, I don't know what the state of affairs is going to be for the Sooners this coming year with their new coach, but I know that they are in the news right now because OU safety Will Sunderland is facing felony burglary charges. What the crap is going on with this cat? You're playing, you got a full ride scholarship. You're playing at one of the top-ranked college programs in the entire nation. And you get a felony burglary charge. Cleveland County. Okay? Here's a separate warrant out of Oklahoma City for his arrest on a misdemeanor complaint of concealing stolen property. Okay? So, this is just, it blows my freaking mind, man, what these guys do. Accused of selling a pair of stolen video game systems and controllers to an electronics store in Oklahoma City. Alright. So, you steal something, you take it to a pawn shop, it's not yours, and you're getting felony charges put on you. He's also accused of taking the electronics from the Oklahoma dormitory. Alright, you know what? Here you go, bro. We're giving you a full ride scholarship. Come into our home. We're going to put you up, and I know this for a fact. They do everything but freaking wipe your butt there, dude. They do your laundry. They clean for you. You've got every amenity that you could possibly think of. Got a dorm to stay in, and a very nice freaking dorm at that. And you steal from your home, and you take it to a freaking pawn shop, and, what a freaking moron. Now, the consoles were stolen from a Oklahoma Sooner baseball player, Braden Miner, and Brady Lindsley. Okay? Now, let's jump back to March 15th. That's when the property was taken. And it was sold that day. So, Sutherland, smart, this is the only smart thing he did. He turned himself in, pleaded not... Okay. This is what pisses me off. He pleaded not guilty. When you freaking do something and then you lie about it blatantly, and then when you get caught for it, I want to slap you in the freaking mouth. Not guilty, posted $2,000 bonds, and the new coach, Lincoln Riley, announced Sutherland had been suspended indefinitely. Now, this cat is a native of Midwest City, Oklahoma. Midwest City is kind of the, I don't know, it's not the best area in town. Every town has one. It's where all the thugs are, and obviously that's where this cat, now I'm not saying all the thugs, I'm saying a lot of thugs, but Midwest City's freaking full of them. And so last year, Sunderland played 8 games for the Sooners. He had 15 tackles, 1 interception. He was vying for the starting freaking job this year, and then you go, and then you freaking steal something out of your dorms from fellow fellow Sooner athletes, and then you go, not guilty. You're a freaking moron, dude. I hope you get run out of Oklahoma. I hope you get everything done for you, because that is just blatant disrespect. That would be like going to your grandma's house for the weekend, beating her up, taking her wallet, say, hey, thanks for the love, Grammy, but I'm taking your wallet, and then getting caught and be like, I didn't do that. It's disrespect, bro. I mean, go back to Midwest City, crawl under the freaking rock. You probably won't even get into Rose State College. And for those of you who don't know what Rose State College is, it's a community college in Midwest City, freaking Oklahoma. I've got no sympathy for you. That's just rude, crude, socially unacceptable, and you could freaking suck it. So, anyway, folks, I've been rambling on, but I tell you what, man, I did not put the cameras up today because, like I said, I was in an accident earlier today. I got hit from behind. I don't feel good. I'm in pain, but again, I come on air for you guys because the show's got to go on, brother. I can't let you guys hang, but I didn't want to deal with the cameras today, so it's just you and I, you awesome people that are listening to Armed Radio out of Boston, Massachusetts. I gotta tell you guys, go check out the show that aired before mine. If you haven't heard it yet, go check out Johnny Blender on whiskey, cars, and cigars. Tell your friends, family, go to TuneIn, download the app, go search Armed Radio. They've got a ton of shows. I'm telling you, go like their Facebook page, and every show that you see on there. And I haven't mentioned it yet, but go to our sports page, sportsinsideronline.com. You can follow our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and do that to everybody else that's on the show, man. Show them some love. Because these people, they're doing a good job. They're hardworking. Check out their shows at least once. Let them know what they're doing, how they're doing. Say hello. Tell them that Glenn from Sports Insider sent you. And we are here every Wednesday and every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I hope everyone had a good Father's Day. Father's Day was Sunday. I was going to take my son to a baseball game, but it was 104 degrees outside. Now, granted, it's not humid like it is in half the other states, but I'm not going to take a little one out there. But I tell you what, man. So I hope all the fathers had fun with their children, and I hope you guys did a lot of fun things. But you know what? This week is half over. We will see you guys on Friday at 6 p.m. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, or if there's a subject matter that you want to talk about, again, go to sportsinsideronline.com, and it's got the email there. You email us, and I promise you that subject matter or question will be on the next show. Sorry, Boston fans, you guys lost today. You were in first for a second. You got to give yourselves that. You were first for a second, but you know what? Oh, wow. It ain't over till the Fat Lady Sings All-Star break hasn't even come yet. So that's when the real freaking horses start trotting. That's when you guys really buckle down. But I'll tell you what, man, you got to watch out for the Red Sox and the Yankees this year. A Judge for the Yankees. The guy's just a phenom. Boston's got a lot of good players, too. I love a good rivalry. I don't hate anyone in Boston. I do a lot of ball busting, but it's fun to see those two teams play, no matter if it's in New York or Boston. It's always a great time. But anyway, everyone, thanks for listening to the show. I really appreciate it. You've been listening to Sports Insider on Armed Radio. And one more thing. We've got our intro song that you guys heard. If you have any one that does original music, send them our way, man, because we're looking for some original music for our intro and outro. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you Friday. Peace out.